A few years ago, I was scrolling through social media on my phone when I found a video of a guy who said all he had to do to go from 0 followers to a few thousand followers online was post every single day. And I believed him, so I decided to try the same experiment. I started to post every single day for 6 months about confidence, about communication skills, about public speaking, and a few months in, no results, limited results. About 6 months in, I had one final video in my folder which I hadn't posted yet because I would create content. I would create 10 videos at the same time. Now, this final video was so embarrassing to me that there was no way I was going to post it. The only reason I posted it was because of my commitment to myself to post every single day. And that one video that I did not want to post ended up getting over 6 million views. And that was the video that took me from 0 to over 200,000 followers on Instagram. This is something that helped me to grow my business and make an impact online. At this point, I have grown on Instagram, I have grown on TikTok, but this video is all about YouTube. For the next 12 months, my focus, my commitment is on YouTube. But what I really want to focus on is my goals, the equipment I have, and to also share some tips, some tactics if you're someone who also hopes to grow online in the next 12 months. Or if you just want to speak confidently, if you want to use your voice, be more visible, this will be useful for you as well. Now, as far as my goals are concerned, I'm gonna aim high. I'm gonna go crazy here. My aim is 1 million subscribers in the next 12 months. Now, I can aim as high as I want because if it happens, fantastic. If it doesn't happen, I will have fun along the way. So it's not a do or die thing. Now, when I set goals, it's not just about the end result. It's not just about the output. It's also about the input. What am I willing to sacrifice? What effort am I willing to put in? So for YouTube, my commitment is to post at least 100 videos in the next 12 months and hopefully faster, but the time limit I will set myself is 100 videos, 12 months. The reason I do this is because you can't always control the outcome, but I can control the effort I put in. I can make sure that I post those 100 videos. So that's the way we're going to do this. Now, aside from that, some quick thoughts on my philosophy. I want to have fun. I'm going to have fun doing this. So I'm going to take you guys along any trips, any goals, any missions, any experiences I have. I'm going to document all that on this channel. So make sure you subscribe so you can get those notifications. Another reason why YouTube is going to be my focus is because aside from helping you grow a business, for me, it's going to be about accountability. So whatever my goals are, whatever my habits, any missions I have through the year, I will document them on this channel. It's public accountability. You guys can come along and see if I'm sticking to my habits, sticking to my goals, sticking to my promises for myself. And the final reason why I'm excited to be on YouTube now is because whatever else happens, if this grows my business, if I achieve my goals or not, it's something I can look back on 2 years from now, 5 years from now, watch my life, look at those experiences again, see all the trips I went on, see all the challenges I went through, see all the growth that I accomplished. Do you want to speak more confidently at work, in meetings, presentations, in front of your team or department, even job interviews? I used to be shy. Now I teach professionals to speak confidently and with impact. And I have created a training program that can help you. It teaches confidence, how to use your voice, your body language powerfully, and even a 3-week challenge. So if you want to transform your confidence and speaking skills in the next 3 weeks, click learn more. And that's where I rest my speech. Thank you guys. Having said all that, this video is about starting. It's about setting up my space. So I'm going to take you guys along. What is my studio? My studio like? It's really just my bedroom / my desk. What is my studio like? What is my setup like? What equipment do I have? Because it's not amazing equipment that I'm starting with. I'm starting with what I have, and I want to show you guys exactly what that is so you feel encouraged to get started on your own journey as well. Even if you're not using your voice online by creating videos, if you just want to speak more confidently, chase your goals in life, there will be very useful tips for you in this video, so stick with me. What equipment do I have so far? Well, there is the tripod, which my camera is on right now, so I can't really show you, but I will have some B-roll footage so you can take a look. It's really nothing special. Now, here's a crazy, very recent story for you with this tripod. My phone is actually just balancing on top of the tripod. It's not attached because I don't even have the attachment. So as you're watching this video, this is actually the second time I'm filming this, because the first time at this point, about 10 minutes in, my phone fell and the file was not saved. So everything I had recorded was gone, was lost. I had to start again. So one thing I'm going to have to get very quickly is an attachment so I can screw the phone to the tripod. I also have an LED light, which is on my left. I'm not going to look in that direction because each time I look at this light, I get blinded. For the next few seconds, there's just glare in my eyes and I can't see anything. So it's very powerful, but you will see different angles of this in the B-roll footage. This LED light is 600, level 600. I'm not an expert, so I can't tell you what 600 is. Is it 600 watts? I would have to look at the box. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna look at the box really quickly. Where's the box? Okay, so I checked the box. It just says 600. I don't know what that is, 600 watts or 600, whatever the unit of measurement is, but it's pretty powerful as you can see. Now, this light doesn't have a tripod, so right now it's actually just laying on my bed. So as you can see, this is not a professional studio. I'm happy with what I have. I'm going to improve on it, but I'm getting started without everything being perfect. Now, I promised you guys stories, so here's the next crazy story. About 2 years ago, I was in Park Ciutadella in Barcelona, and I found a Samsung phone on the ground, on the grass. Now, me being a good Samaritan, I walked around, asked the people, do you have a phone missing? Have you lost your phone? No one responded. No one had lost their phone. So I kept this phone waiting for the owner to call, and they never did. But even despite this, I never used the phone. I just kept it in my bag. I had my own iPhone, so I was happy with that. Now, fast forward to January 4th this year. I'm walking around in Brazil. I had been filming for weeks, for months. I was filming a series called I Spoke to 100 Strangers in Brazil. And I had all these amazing stories and footage from beautiful people, from couples who had just gotten married, people who were pregnant, expecting their kids, beautiful stories of life. As I'm walking down the street, I'm thinking someone is going to steal this phone, so I have to be very careful. So I'm walking in a paranoid manner, and guess what happens next? Someone rides up to me on a bicycle and snatches my phone. Listen, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creator, make sure you back up. None of that was backed up. So all the content I had created for months was lost, completely gone. Now, I did chase that guy through traffic. He was on a bicycle riding in between cars in oncoming traffic. This was like an action film, but I had my backpack with all my equipment. I could not keep up. Honestly, I was devastated. This was the worst, one of the worst starts to my years ever. So the phone I found in the park all those years ago became my primary phone after my iPhone was stolen. And me being an Apple elitist and iPhone devotee, it's been very difficult using Android. And this one in particular, because it's banged up. It's fallen so many times that if it gets shaken, it switches off. And I think I already mentioned it's fallen already as I was recording. So I had to do this video all over again because it fell from the tripod, unfortunately. I will be replacing this soon. I'm going to go back to iPhone, thank God, and I cannot wait to do that. I also have an action camera. It's from Yi, nothing special. This action camera is years old. For those who don't know, action cameras are more for filming very active events like sports, skydiving, skateboarding, because you can basically throw them around and they don't get damaged. But that also means they're not the best cameras for filming something like just a YouTube video where you're sitting in one place because the angle is too wide. You can see everything. So we'll see. I'll still use that for some of my videos, but that's part of what I have as well. I have AirPods. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to use them because if I have this lapel mic, oh, by the way, I have this lapel mic. I skipped something. So I have this lapel mic. I'll come back to the AirPods, but I have this lapel mic. It's about 1 meter long. And right now, this is not the best setup, but it's connected to me through my shirt and it's running straight to the phone. So if I move too much, the phone is going to move with me. But it's a fairly long lapel mic. I think it's about 1 meter long. So that's good. I've used different microphones in the past. I have a pair of lavalier microphones, wireless microphones, but the best is just to get a lapel microphone. Listen, so far the message is use what you have. Start with what you have. Don't be envious. Don't dream of having the perfect equipment before you begin because people make excuses. They don't want to take action. So many big creators out there, they started with the crappiest phones, the crappiest cameras. I know some creators, even this year, who have gone to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube just using their MacBook camera. So just start with what you have. And this is something that applies to everything in life, not just with YouTube. Take action on your goals. Don't wait for the perfect scenario, the perfect conditions to begin. Now, this is really interesting because I knew I was going to make this video today. I went to this kind of street market to get a phone attachment to attach my phone to my tripod, which I ended up not getting. But what I found was a guy who fixes MacBooks. Because I have this MacBook, as you guys can see in the B-roll, this whole year it's been messed up. One evening I was watching something on my MacBook in my room, completely dark. The only light was from my MacBook. And I decided to close the MacBook and there was just a piece of cable in between the screen and the keyboard. That was enough to crack the screen of my MacBook Air. And I took it to the Apple store. They quoted me £500. That's the price of a refurbished MacBook M1. So I wasn't going to pay them that. The guy I found today did it for like 1/3 of the price. So that was perfect. It's really crazy because I wasn't going there to fix my MacBook. I was actually going there to get an attachment for this phone, but I'm so happy because now I can use my MacBook properly. By the way, this is an M1 MacBook from the year 2020. I will tell you this. If you go on Amazon, if you go online and you don't want to spend a ton of money, if you can find the M1 MacBook, they are still very good. It is 2025. This model came out in 2020, 2021, but it does everything I need perfectly. No hiccups. As far as editing software is concerned, what I use, I'm probably the only person who uses this. What I use is LumaFusion. And this app is so backwards, it's not even meant for laptops. It's meant for mobile phones because I bought this when I had an iPad. But because I already had it, I just transferred it to my MacBook and I've still been using it. I don't do anything fancy. I'm not trying to create Hollywood level productions. So for my YouTube videos, it's perfectly fine. That's all I need. It was about £40, 50 quid when I got this, so it's fine. I don't have DaVinci Resolve. I don't have Final Cut Pro. I don't have anything fancy. All I have is LumaFusion. And maybe there are a few things it can't do, but I managed to get by. I grew on social media to 500,000 followers just using this software. So it does the job. So to wrap this up, I promised you guys I'm going to share some tips, tactics, some ideas if you're someone who wants to grow online, or if you're someone who is committed to speaking out more confidently, being more visible in your workplace, in your business, in your life, instead of hiding, instead of shrinking. These are some tips for you. When I started this video, I told you guys I had this massive goal, 1 million subscribers in 12 months. But for me, that is not the focus. That is not what you should focus on. Whatever goals you have in life, that's beautiful. It's beautiful to have goals. I have mine written on my wall right now. But I always focus on the inputs as well. For me, as I mentioned, the input is create 100 videos, no matter what. So if you're someone who wants to grow online, just focus on your number. It doesn't have to be 100 for you. Maybe focus on posting 1 video every single week. Whatever stretches you a bit, whatever you're comfortable with, commit to that. Don't worry about likes. Don't worry about views to begin with. Don't worry about comments. Don't worry about what anyone says. Just focus on your own effort. What can you do? What you can do is post your video. What you can do is plan your video. What you can do is make videos. I've already mentioned this, but don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait till you have the perfect camera, the perfect phone, the perfect microphone. Whatever goal you have in life, don't wait for the perfect conditions. Just start taking action. Don't worry if you don't have the perfect plan. Start taking action. You can make the perfect plan as you go on. For social media specifically, and other goals as well, I'm sure, keep it to yourself if you can. For me, I grew to 400,000 followers, 200,000 on Instagram, 200,000 on TikTok. Nobody in my family knew. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, they know now, but nobody knew I had done this. For a year, for over a year, nobody knew I was posting on social media. And that just made me more confident. I didn't have to worry about what friends or family thought. I just posted every single day. Here's a crazy story for you. One friend actually saw me start posting on Instagram, and he confessed this to me later. He said, when I first saw you posting, I thought it was cringe. And then when I saw you blow up, I was actually impressed. Now, he changed his mind, he came around, which is a good thing. But this is why you don't want to have the wrong people following you to begin with. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell your friends or your family. Just take action. The same with social media, the same with any other big goals you have for 2026. No matter what you do though, you have to be mentally strong. I still remember the first ever comment that I got. It was a hate comment. It was a negative comment. I still remember to this day. So that first one was a bit of a shock. But since then, do I care? Absolutely not. People say all kinds of things online. You have no idea who they are. You have no idea what their situation is. And honestly, it shouldn't really matter. As long as you take action and you keep moving forward and you keep learning and improving, don't worry about any negative comments. Delete, block, and keep moving forward. And especially when you're starting out, this is an analogy that I like to use. When you're starting out, you have nobody watching you. You have very low views, almost no subscribers or followers. So imagine this. Imagine you're walking down an empty street and you fall, you slip, you stumble. But no one's on that street. No one sees you fall. Would you be embarrassed? You wouldn't care because there's no one. Maybe your ego is a bit bruised, but as far as there's no one, you don't really care. So that should be your mindset when you start out. Yes, you might have 50 people watching, 100 people watching, but that's not the same as messing up in front of 100,000 people or millions of subscribers and followers. And I promise you, there's almost nothing you can do wrong. There's almost nothing you can say that will mess up your channel so badly. Most people are not paying attention. So feel free to experiment when you start out, make different videos, say what you want, and learn from it and keep posting and taking action. If you got this far, thank you so much. Like, subscribe. I have so much more coming. This is going to be a big year because I'm going to be focusing on YouTube even more so than I've ever focused on any other platform in the past. So if you're someone who wants to create, who wants to build their confidence and their communication skills, stick around, subscribe, and hey, why not watch another video of mine whilst you're here? See you in the next one.